Hello children, welcome back to the chemistry session. In earlier videos, we have completed chemical reactions and equation chapter. In today's video, I am going to start second chapter, acid, base and salt chapter. Second chapter, acids, bases and salt chapter. Let us start today's session, children. In previous classes, we have learned the definitions of acid and bases. In previous classes, we have learned that the substances which are sold to taste and turns blue litmus to red, those substances are called acids. And you can also learn that the substances which are soapy to touch and bitter to taste are called bases. And these acids are sold to taste and turns blue litmus to red litmus, and bases have bitter to taste and turns red litmus to blue litmus. Here litmus is a natural indicator. By using litmus paper, we can identify the nature of the solution without tasting the substances. But in this class, we will learn that scientific definition of an acid. That means according to Arrhenius theory. According to Arrhenius theory, acid and bases can be defined in such a way that acid means the chemical substances which furnish are the chemical substances which produce H plus ions in aqueous solution. Substances which produce or which furnish H plus ions or H3O plus ions in aqueous solution. In aqueous solution or water children are called acids. For example, HCl. Let us consider HCl. We know that it is an acid. So in aqueous solution, that means in water medium, this HCl is dissociated into H3O plus ion and Cl minus ion. So which produce or which furnish H plus ion or H3O plus ion in aqueous medium. These are called acids. One more example, H2SO4. H2SO4 means sulfuric acid. It is reversible ladder because the reaction takes place in either side. In aqueous medium, in H2O, in presence of water, this can be dissociated into or it should liberate or furnish H3O plus ion and SO4 minus 2 ion. So these are examples of acids. According to Arrhenius theory, the substances which produce or which furnish H plus ions or H3O plus ions in aqueous medium or in water are called acids. Next, base. Base means the substances which furnish OH minus ions in aqueous solution are called base. The substances which produce or which furnish or which release OH minus ion means hydroxyl ion. OH minus ions in aqueous medium, that is water, are called base. For example, sodium hydroxide. Formula of sodium hydroxide NaOH. In aqueous medium, the sodium hydroxide is ionized to Na plus and OH minus. And one more example, KOH, potassium hydroxide. In aqueous medium or in water, this potassium hydroxide is ionized to potassium ion, K plus ion and OH minus ion. So these are some of the examples of acids and bases. According to Arrhenius concept of acid and bases theory, the substances which furnish or which produce H plus ions or H3O plus ions in aqueous medium are called Arrhenius acid. Example, hydrochloric acid and sulfuric acid are examples of Arrhenius acid. Not only this, but remaining also. And the substances which furnish or which produce OH minus ions in aqueous solution are called Arrhenius bases, like sodium hydroxide and potassium hydroxide. In earlier classes, we have learned that the substances which are sour to taste and turns blue litmus or red litmus are called acids, and the substances which are bitter to taste and soapy to touch and turns red litmus to blue litmus are called bases. That is basic definition of acids and bases. But this is according to Arrhenius concept of acid and basis theory. And here I told you indicator. By litmus paper, we can identify the nature of the substances. Without tasting the substances, we can identify the nature of the substances. Those substances are called indicators. Let us talk about indicators. Let us see indicators. Indicators are special kind of substances to test the nature of the substances without tasting the substances. Indicators are special kind of substances to know the nature of the substances, whether it is an acid or a base, without tasting the substance. Such substances are called indicators. These indicators are broadly classified into two categories. One is natural indicator, and second one, artificial indicator or synthetic indicator. Natural indicator, artificial or synthetic indicator. Litmus. Litmus is an example of natural indicator because litmus is a plant which belongs to the plant lichen. It is a division of thallophyta. So, by using those plant leaves, we can prepare the extract of the solution, that is called litmus. In addition to that, we can also use red cabbage extract. Red cabbage extract is also example of natural indicator, and turmeric solution. So, these are some of the examples of natural indicators like litmus, red cabbage extract, turmeric, and petals of hibiscus. Petals of hibiscus are some of the examples of natural indicators. Let's come into artificial indicators, synthetic indicators. Methyl orange. Methyl orange and phenolphthalein. Methyl orange and phenolphthalein. These two are important acid and base indicators which we use in the laboratory. By using methyl orange and phenolphthalein indicators, we mostly use in the laboratories. By using them, we can identify the nature of the substance because methyl orange as well as phenolphthalein shows different colors in different medium. Let us see the color shown by methyl orange and phenolphthalein in acid and base. Methyl orange shows red color in acidic medium. In basic medium, it shows yellow color. Phenolphthalein doesn't show any color in acidic medium, so it's colorless in acidic medium. In basic medium, it turns to pink color. Basic medium is turns to pink color. So by using methyl orange and phenolphthalein indicator, we can identify the nature of substances because they shows different colors in different medium. Methyl orange shows red color or orange red color in acidic medium, yellow color in basic medium, and phenolphthalein shows It doesn't show any color in acidic medium, which shows pink color in basic medium. This is about indicators and its types. Now let us talk about chemical properties of acids and bases. Chemical properties of acids and bases. So in laboratory we use number of acids and bases, like we use sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide, calcium hydroxide, magnesium hydroxide, ammonium hydroxide are all bases. Acids like hydrochloric acid, sulfuric acid, nitric acid, acetic acid, tartaric acid, etc. These are all bases. These are all acids. So by using indicators like litmus paper and phenolphthalein indicators, we can identify the nature of the substances. Let us see that. Chemical properties of acids and bases. First activity children. Chemical properties of acids and bases. For this activity, we require some of the acids and bases from the laboratory. The acids like hydrochloric acid, HCl, sulfuric acid, H2SO4, nitric acid, HNO3, and sodium hydroxide, NaOH, potassium hydroxide, KOH, calcium hydroxide, CaOH twice, ammonium hydroxide, NH4OH. So we have considered some of the substances of acids and bases, and we have to test the substances with this litmus paper. Blue litmus, red litmus, methyl orange, phenolphthalein indicator. So by using the substances, we are going to test the substances by using the indicators. Blue litmus. When you place a relative blue litmus in HCl solution, then blue litmus changes to red litmus. Blue litmus turns to red color. If blue litmus turns to red color, then HCl is an acid. Now, when you place red litmus in HCl solution, then there is no change. There is no change. It is not a base, because I have already given the definition of an acid. Acids are sour to taste, which turns blue litmus to red. Blue litmus turns to red litmus, they are acids. Next, when you add few drops of methyl orange to HCl, then methyl orange or the HCl solution turns to red color. So, if the methyl orange turns to red color, then the solution are acidic nature. Phenolphthalein doesn't show any color. It's a colorless. It's a colorless in acidic medium. So, based on this, we can conclude that HCl is an acid, because blue litmus turns to red litmus. That's why it is an acid. Next, sulfuric acid. Take some amount of sulfuric acid in a test tube or a beaker. Now place blue litmus in that. When you dip blue litmus, then blue litmus turns to red litmus. When blue litmus turns to red litmus, it has an acidic in nature. Now take red litmus. Put red litmus in the H2SO4 solution. Then you observe no changes in that. And when you add few drops of methyl orange to H2SO4 solution, then the solution turns to red color. If the solution turns to red color, then the solution has acidic in nature. Or if you add few drops of phenolphthalein, then you can observe the colorless. There is no change in the color. Color remains same, because H2SO4 also has acidic in nature. Next, HNO3. It's an acid, so the observations are same. Red, no changes in the litmus. Methyl orange shows red color. Phenolphthalein is same colorless. Next, sodium hydroxide. We know that sodium hydroxide is an example of base. Now, when you place a strip of blue litmus in sodium hydroxide, then there is no change. No change when you place blue litmus in sodium hydroxide solution. Now, when you place red litmus, then red litmus changes to blue litmus. When red litmus changes to blue litmus, then the solution has basic in nature. In basic solution, methyl orange turns to yellow color. So when you add few drops of methyl orange indicated to sodium hydroxide solution, then it turns to yellow color. Phenolphthalein is turned to pink color because in basic medium, phenolphthalein shows pink color. So these observations prove that or show that sodium hydroxide has basic nature. And potassium hydroxide also same because it is a base. So observation is same. Now calcium hydroxide also same because it is also a base. Red litmus turns to blue litmus, methyl orange shows yellow color. Next phenolphthalein shows pink color. Next ammonium hydroxide NaOH also same observation because it is a base. No changes in blue litmus. Red litmus changes to blue litmus. Methyl orange shows yellow color. Next phenolphthalein shows pink color. So based on these observations, we conclude that these substances like hydrochloric acid, sulfuric acid, nitric acid, these are all examples of acids because they turns blue litmus to red and they shows red color in methyl orange indicator. Next, remaining substances like sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide, calcium hydroxide and magnesium hydroxide are examples of bases because they shows or they turns red litmus to blue and they show yellow color in methyl indicator and pink color in phenolphthalein indicator. So based on this observation we conclude that or based on this activity we conclude that acids are sour to taste and which turns blue litmus to red litmus and bases are better to taste and turns red litmus to blue litmus and acid shows red color in methyl orange indicator. Bases shows yellow color in methyl orange indicator and pink color in phenolphthalein indicator. Let's see olfactory indicator. So before we have seen natural indicators and synthetic indicators. Now we are going to talk about olfactory indicators. Let's see what is meant by olfactory indicators. There are some substances whose odor means smell is different in different substances. There are some other substances like clove oil and vanilla essence and chopped onions. These are some of the examples of olfactory indicators because these are the substances, their odor is different in different medium. Suppose if you take chopped onions, so how does chopped onions act as the olfactory indicators? Let us see. So we should take chopped onions, finely chopped onions, and we have to place a finely chopped onions in a cloth. We should place over a night and take the cloth after over a night. Now wash it with a water. Now the cloth acts as olfactory indicators. Now when you place the cloth in different solutions like acids and bases, then their odor is different in different kind of solution. So such kind of indicators are called olfactory indicators. Not only chopped onions but also clove oil. Clove oil also is an example of olfactory indicators because clove oil also has a different odor in different indicators. different substances and acids and bases. And vanilla essence also. We mostly use vanilla essence for preparing ice creams and biscuits. And this vanilla essence also shows different order in different kind of solutions like acids and bases. So such kind of indicators are called olfactory indicators. It can be defined in such a way that the substances whose order is different in different kind of medium, and acidic medium and basic medium. Such indicators are called olfactory indicators. So this is today's section, children. I hope you understand today's section. In today's session we have seen chemical properties of acids and bases and olfactory indicators, and Arrhenius concept of acids and bases. I hope you understand today's section. We will meet in next session. Thank you, children.